All right, let's take a look. So I'm doing MacBook today. It's going to be great. It's heavily water damaged. Honestly, doesn't even boot up, so it's going to be fun. So the thing that really bothers me is that like keys on it are crunchy because they're so sticky. And the fun part about that is that corresponds with the spot on this side of the board, which is also where the charge port is. So that's probably why it's not booting. There's something sticky preventing it booting. I'm gonna try cleaning it, see if it works. Also, if I stop fixing stuff, just know that it's because I'm also trying to do some other stuff on my computer. I've been trying to get a Hackintosh going. That's this little box right here. I got a Lenovo M93P quad core. It's a nice little box. It's from 2014. Should be able to run the latest version of Mac OS. For some dumb reason, it's deciding to be a little bit stubborn. I actually found a guy that actually had the exact same one, but he was running 10.13 instead of 10.15. I'm backtracking a little bit to see if I can just do 10.14 instead of 15, because I figured a lot of the bugs have been worked out. Still, I think it's giving me it's giving me video card issues, I think is what it's doing. Oops, that's the wrong keyboard. But anyways, so that's been my fun time of trying to figure this stuff out. It basically just, when you're doing a Hackintosh, it just gives you a bunch of line of code. It's trying to install everything. So that's fun. It's really just a click a couple buttons, see what happens. If it's still not fixed, click a couple more buttons and keep on doing that until it's fixed. It takes 10-15 minutes sometimes to get it through all that. Where's my kit? There it is. My desk is incredibly cramped today because I got so many projects going on, but hey, that's part of the fun of having projects, right? You just have projects always going on, constantly breaking and fixing stuff. How can we break this stuff more? Sorry. I haven't done an update in a while. I've been having to fix my car for the last week. That was fun. Yeah, that was a fun time. So I was replacing a part called a master cylinder for the hydraulic clutch that happens. Basically, when you press the manual car, if you push in the clutch pedal to switch gears, it's supposed to have a fluid go from the master cylinder that you're basically manually pumping, goes to this what's called the slave cylinder. The slave cylinder has a little thing that opens up to press onto the stuff into being gear. Well, my master cylinder broke. It was definitely broken. Fun part was it's in a spot where you get your hand in there and that's how much room you have to work with. So it's tight and impossible to get good lighting on. And half the time you're just doing it by feel. So that's the fun part of that. And the really awesome part was the first part I got. Luckily I noticed it before I just shoved it in there. It had some damage to where where it connects to the pedal, and so that part wasn't going to work. So I had to have them order me another part and wait another day. So that was fun. Get the second part in, didn't seem like it was having any issues, so we stuck it in there, tested it, tested a number of other things, and for some reason just was not pushing fluid. Sorry, reading error messages. So anyways, yeah, it was really weird issue. So eventually we were just like, okay, we know it's nothing else for sure, because we were having issues with pressure before we did anything, so we weren't sure if it was the master cylinder for sure or not. But by the time we were done, like, it was a for sure thing that it was the master cylinder. So that second part ended up being broken. So I'd order another one a couple days later. And like, I had to actually wait a couple extra days because I had to work a 15-hour shift, which happens. It's the holidays. People want crap from you, so we get to accommodate as much as we can by spending 15 hours at a store, which is always fun. So anyways, that all went down for like a whole week. That was stressful and insightful at the same time. Let's take a look. Lighting's decent. Let's shimmy this down a little bit. There we go. All right. That is strange. Huh. This is charger's charging. Why did my thing shut off? That's unusual. My Macintosh box for some reason just shut itself off. Hopefully that was I didn't screw much up. Not sure if you're gonna be able to see it just because I don't have the best of stuff, but you can see this little red dot. That definitely means water damage. That's how Apple knows. Hey, you done fucked up. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just figuring out what my layout is. I pulled out the hard drive and the Wi-Fi cards because those are the easiest to remove. I think it might have been this one. I was actually taking apart a MacBook the other day and actually had like pieces of rice throughout the entire thing. So somebody like literally shoved their MacBook into rice. That was a new one for me. Yeah, my machine's shutting off. That's strange. So one of the first things I like to do is, I think it's this one. No, it's this one. Should have done this first, but figure out which one's the power connector. I think it's this one actually. Yeah, that's the power connector. You can usually tell because it's the big fat one. I actually had to take a part. I think it was a 2015 or 2016. Anyways, one of the newer MacBook Pro Retinas, and the 15-inch one specifically, and the battery has like a little plastic thing that like goes underneath the logic board. So you have to literally take the entire MacBook apart just to fix that part. All right, we're going to focus on this side. The other really gross thing is the Thunderbolt ports on that same part that got liquid. It's actually showing, it actually like caked it with stuff. So I'm going to have to clean that out somehow. That's going to be fun. Okay. Something I also like to do just to keep my sanity in place, because there's going to be so many screws, is to put as many screws back in as I can, especially for the retentioning ones, so I don't have to deal with trying to remember where they went. Oh, that's weird. It's got a retentioning bracket on top of this one on this side. All right, Apple, you're definitely strange, but cable looks pretty good, so that's a good sign. One less broken part. I'll just put that bracket back on there, screw it back in. But yeah, that 2015 MacBook, I swear I used like 2 or 3 different bits. I fixed a 2008 or 2009 MacBook today. Actually, I had 2 of them. This is the second one. This is the one with more damage. But like the bottom case, and all the screws inside, like they all have just Phillips head screwdrivers. So you just unscrew a couple things and you're done, which is nice. Probably got about 10 hours, 10, 15 hours of schoolwork in the last 2 weeks. I have a potential job interview with, actually, I never made sure this is actually getting the audio. Hello? Interesting. I better check that real quick. Anyways, yeah, let's go check that. The Hackintosh is just sitting here. That's kind of strange too. Hopefully it ain't broke too much. Oh, good. My audio is working. Okay, my audio is working. Okay, my audio is working. Yay. Sorry about that. I was just worried about that, making sure that I'm not causing too much. All right, so main bracket's off. Come on, you piece of junk. I have my plastic spudger. This will do nicely. So it's kind of interesting because that's really sticky. The speaker cables are always like this, slammed down from the top, just like the power connector is. Then everything else has tripwires, is what I like to call them. You have to figure out, okay, does Apple have a latch on this? Do they have something else going on? I find it helpful though if I get a spudger underneath stuff sometimes, especially when it's water damaged as it is. Everything's sticky, which is always fun. I love sticky products. Biggest thing I've learned though is just go slow if you're unfamiliar with it. Make sure to brace stuff as best you can, the best way possible. Like this connector right here. It's got like little clasps on the outside. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get my fingers in there. I might have to use, I don't like to use, but actually, no, this one might be okay. Try not to use metal objects around electronics as as much as possible, just because they're more prone to scraping the crap out of things by accident. I actually did that to an LCD today, and I felt really bad. To an iPad, but I mean, it was an iPad. What do you expect? Just because it was the top cover was completely scratched cracked all the hell. So it wasn't really my fault. It was pretty painful to get off, but I kind of went too fast and just accidentally the blade slipped because you have to use a knife, or else you're just gonna be there all day. Man, that thing is really stuck in there. I don't get why they soldered it on one side and have a connector on the other side. That's just doof. There we go. Just had to be gentle and just force it on out. There we go. Okay. I think I can leave the fan itself in, but I do have to take the heatsink with me. I guess those just feel like coming off. All right, fine. But yeah, so my schoolwork I've been working on this week was centered around AWS platform. That is the Amazon web service. Because it's not just a cloud service; it's like top to bottom, and there's so much stuff that they offer, and it's really just centered around businesses and just giving businesses as much as they need. Huh. I wonder what cable that goes to. Fascinating. Giving them as many options and services as they can, as a server company, basically. Yeah, see, like there's like an actual bead in here. They must have dropped it in the bathtub or something. I'm getting like plastic beads. Fascinating. I wonder what they stuck on here. Maybe it's those silica gel beads, maybe. Actually, I saw one in my 2008 MacBook too. Oh, that one was a blue bead, and this one's just white. But yeah, something I really like to clean is connectors, especially the exposed ones. Like this display connector, I'm going to put a whole bunch of alcohol in it probably and try and rinse it off as much as I can, basically, and just hope for the best. All right, there's a little connector. That might be the backlight connector, that little one. Interesting. All right, I'm going to start with the actual charge port and see the bottom side of it. The biggest problem with these is getting new errors over there. That's fun. These screws are really sticky though, like really sticky. I'm wondering if I have to clean off the screws themselves. There's like crap on that screw. That's crazy. All right, those two are out. Oh my gosh, the thing's like glued to it. Oh yeah, I bet if we replace this, it would be booting. Look how gross that is. Oh, you know what I could probably do is attach a probe to the end here and then to the MagSafe, and then see if it's getting power through it. Because I bet there's a capacitor on that right there. That's probably fried. I'll finish cleaning that off later. I'm gonna get the board out itself first. Stay and see how things go. All right. Let's move some stuff out of the way. Something I like about iFixit's toolkit. Let's put this one down there. is their lid actually has like little slats in it, so you can actually like use it as a board to keep track of where everything goes. I tend to just keep everything in my head. I do the straight row across and the straight row across to the top. That's usually where all the screws are, and if there's any in the middle, I just put those where they put a space in between the two, and basically that way I don't have to keep track of. I don't just pile them up and so I don't have to keep track of where each one goes. All right, so I'm getting a stall error. Maybe made too many adjustments to the GPU stuff. That's fun. All right. Just trying to figure out how to get this little cable out of here. I really hate you little cables. No offense. Here we go. All right. Another thing I hate about iPads, there's a couple different things. Since the glass is separate from the LCD, like that's fine and all, but then you realize, oh, I have to be extra careful not to get any dust or grease or just fingerprints or anything on the LCD itself when I'm putting the new piece of glass on top, because YOLO, because you're going to definitely see that afterwards, and you're going to have to live with those mistakes because it's literally glued to it. All right. Did I get all the screws? If you're really gentle, oh, there's one. All right, I need a smaller bit. Something I also like to do is, so all my bits are facing this way. When I'm using the kit and I have to use multiple bits, I'll just leave the ones I'm using flipped towards the front so I can just quickly look at a glance, know which bits I'm needing to grab as we go along. If they're using a slightly smaller, I think it's a star tipped, maybe that's a Phillips. Oh, that's actually a Phillips. That would explain why I'm having trouble. So I just need a Phillips. There's a rubber connector on that. Fascinating. All right, I'll just put it back there. I don't need to take this apart that much. The other concern I have, though, is there's a lot of water damage around the CPU socket, which kind of concerns me, but we'll see what we can do. My boss actually had given me a laptop that I had to put back together, and the head literally just they took all the screws and like put them all together, and like I had to sit there and like figure out every single screw, make sure it was going in the right spot, wasn't sitting up too high or wasn't putting too much pressure on the wrong spots. Just like, thanks guys, I really appreciate it. Can you like not do this next time? It would make my life a lot easier. Ugh. Fan sticky. Or it's breaking. I don't know which one. I think it's sticky. Oh yeah. Not sure if you can see. Oh yeah, you can definitely see that. See all that shiny? That's all sticky. You know, I think Lenovo had the best design for some of their laptops. I'm not sure if they still do it, but they used to make water resistant laptops where you could literally, what it would do is it probably would kill the keyboard, but it wouldn't kill anything else. So usually I just try to pick it up gently get the cables out of the way. And then also wherever it's holding, oh yeah, that's gross. Oh man, this thing's gonna be a potato. The whole thing is shiny. I might have to do this in my bathroom and just dump alcohol on it, because that is just rough. Yeah, I think I'm going to end this stream here. I don't have a way of, yeah, this is going to take too long in the other room, and that's just a rough shape. I doubt this is going to be salvageable, to be honest. That's a bummer. But yeah, I was hoping we could maybe order the top cover, because this side wasn't too bad. Like, it was bad, but not too bad. I really wish we could have gotten this cleaned before it dried out, you know, but that's not the part of the job. The part of the job is having the fun part. Professional shop, if they had all the tools, they would have a, what's it called? They have a cleaner, basically just vibrates everything around it gently to the point where everything gets cleaned off. Which is great, but they're expensive. The shop I'm working at, they're just starting out, so she doesn't have the budget for that kind of stuff just yet. So projects like this, just like, well, could fix it, but I don't know if you want to at this point. I mean, we could maybe resell this, but at the same time, it's going to be pretty damaged. All I could foresee is wanting to do the data recovery on this, if we need to, and then just not use it anymore, probably, because it's so much corrosion on it at this point. Yeah, that's just bad. That's just too bad. Do I have a bucket big enough for this? Ooh, so close. So close indeed. I'm probably gonna let it soak in some rubbing alcohol. Scrub it gently with like a toothbrush or something like that. But yeah, that's basically it. AWS is awesome. I have a job interview tomorrow about it, and it seems like it's gonna, if I do get the job, I think it's gonna be really great. AWS is really complex, and I don't think I'll ever get bored with it, because there's so much of it, top to bottom. There's the networking side, and then there's just the logistics side. Creating the, okay, this is the entire like tree of and all the parameters and stuff that we have to create to ensure everything's secure, limiting access to things, also allowing people access, which is great. I think it's good, and it's going to be an awesome challenge, especially if I get taken on without having to have an actual cert. But anyways, I was trying to think of anything else, but I'm honestly too tired. I worked 9 hours today. Gonna be got almost 12 hours tomorrow. I think I have Wednesday off, and Thursday I'm probably gonna work a 12-hour shift. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm hoping I can get this stupid. I wish I just had someone smarter than me sometimes, and it would just be like, hey man, just do this. It'll be great. It'll fix everything. Instead, I have to like beat it with a dead chicken, make it work. This is test 27. Crashed again on the iGPU stuff. Told it to force an injection of Intel's stuff, but I don't know. It's the problem is like it's always hard to tell if it's the BIOS doing something stupid or if it's actually you being stupid. I swear, I've disabled and re-enabled so many different settings in BIOS. I don't think it's a BIOS issue anymore. I don't know. I just need someone that actually has like software knowledge and driver knowledge to be like, hey, oh yeah, this is how you unbreak it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, I should maybe try that next. It's actually showing me a lot of the preference files right now. So the com.apple.powered, all that fun stuff that needs to be injected for it to work. I'm kind of frustrated that the system isn't more automated. Like, hey, what's your specs? Okay, great. You need these things. You need these drivers, these BIOS settings. No, these are known values. And then try it. If it's broken, come back and then click all the error message is in our list because these are all the errors that could happen. No, that's not a thing. You have to basically brute force it, which is fun. Always too much fun. This poor fan. Luckily, it's sealed on the bottom, so it didn't get into the fan housing itself. I don't know how I would have taken that apart if the fan wasn't spinning. But, all right. Oh, I need to take pictures of how bad this is. So everybody knows, holy crap, why is that even working? if I do actually fix it. I must just do it for my boss's sake. All right. Yeah. No, that's core audio. Okay. All right. I'm going to let this go. I'm probably going to see if I can get this cleaned off a little bit. And then I'm going to probably just go to bed. I'm so tired. Doing way too much. Crunchy. All right. I need to start being distracted. That's what happens when I get tired. I'm just can't laser focus on stuff sometimes. All right. You guys have a great night. It was good talking with you. This next week's going to be next 2 weeks. November just sucks, especially when you're in retail. But we'll get through it. You guys have a good one. See you around.